I was not able to max it out on the one battery. Let's go for two. Let me squeeze down here so we get me in the frame. Two batteries. The inverter has two inputs for the battery size, so two positive, two negatives. Makes it real easy. This is a 3000 watt 12 volt inverter. It is able to do inductive loads, like one of the best I've ever tested at 12 volts. This is very easy for, say, for a 48 volt, but 12 volt is definitely a challenge. I'm going to screen record this. Clamp meter is not really going to be able to capture properly when I put around two lines at the same time. So screen record, and then you also get a chance to take a peek and look at the app. Hopefully I can superimpose this into the video as well at the same time in one of the corners. Now, let's start off again with the heater. Full tilt. And hopefully you'll see 1500 watts. Okay. Skill saw. Okay, so close to 300 amps. Love it, love it, love it. So now I'm going to check how the charging parameter works. That's been a kind of our Achilles heel in some of the inverters I've been testing, because you want it set up so that you can dictate to it how long you want it to, how many amps you're able to pull from a service. So if you're at a 15 amp service, a 30 amp service, or a 50 amp service, you don't want to be able to pull more than that. Yes, you can control the charging, but this is over and above that. You want to be able to say, hey, I'm only at a 30 amp service, or hey, my generator can only put out 30 amps. So stop asking for more and then flipping breakers or shutting down because you... This is the two monitors on the two different batteries. And 144 amps, and the other one is 160 amps. We're doing a screen record, and probably the best thing for me to do is put it at the end of the video. Whoever wants to watch the 5, 6, 7 minutes. I tried to go to 33, 34 watts, but it would shut itself off after I think 2 minutes. And then even if I went up to 3100 watts, it would start beeping at me, so I would turn it down. At 2912, this is at 7 minutes so far. Oh, it seems to be okay at 2900 watts. Current at 319 amps, huh? So the fans that you're hearing is not just the inverter, but it's also going to be the two heaters that I have going. Okay, I'll cut into my final test in a second here. As we're doing this 20 5-minute test on max load. Some communication ports have yet to really explore, but here's my remote on off. Which I can take advantage of with my BMS. Over here I have power and charge only. And this inverter will communicate within its own brand of this app and be able to tie in MPPT or a DC to DC charger that they make. So we've hit 3 minutes. I'm going to shut my loads off. I just want you to be able to hear just the fan. Okay. Okay, I want to show you what I think is very important for an inverter. And that is to be able to dictate how much it can draw from service. So whether it's your generator or whether it's shore power, it's your pedestal. And mine is on the 15 amp right now. And let's pretend you're moving your trailer or you're starting your generator. Maybe you had a bigger generator, now you're going to a smaller generator. So I'm at 96, okay, I'll leave that at max charge of 96 amps. And I've got the screensaver, our recording going. Splice this in and out. Okay, so we're at 41 amps and 43, so, 84 amps. That's what it's charging at. I'm gonna leave the max charging rate, but I'm going to go into AC input. I currently set at 23. So I'm surprised it hasn't flipped that breaker yet. So we're going to lower it down to 12. We're mooching off a friend's place. We're at someone's cabin, and we're just tying in with their service. Or you've got a smaller generator out and you've got other things that are running. So you know that even if the fridge turns on, I'm not going to flip the breaker. This is what's the most annoying is you're flipping the breaker. And I've had it where it's like I haven't been able to get into the service where the breaker is flipped, and then you're hooched. So going through an app and then specifically setting it for what you know is safe. I mean, even at 5 amps, 6-7 amps, it's charging, at least you're charging the battery at all the times without flipping breakers. Okay, so I hit sure. So I'd even have to touch so this time I'd even have to touch the how much I'm going to charge at, and it's toned it down to 30 from the 40s into the low 30s. And that's exactly what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to control it. Another feature is load sharing. So most of the inverters, once you put on a load, when you're tied into shore power, your generator, it thinks it can. This one's rated at 50 amps, There's going to be a split phase version of this as well. So it thinks a typical inverter would say, oh, I can take all the power that I want. And so if you're taking 3,000 watts, it's going to flip even a 30 amp service, because it's just doing the pass through. And again, that's annoying. You want to be able to control the charging of your batteries, and you want to be able to control the AC in. But with the load sharing, you can go to another step, which is we can combine the two together. I'm getting to my point eventually here. So, which means is this is a 3,000 watts inverter plus whatever your service is. So I'll be able to do, let's say on a 15 amp, which is basically 15,000, 1,600 watts. 1,600 plus the 3,000 gives you 4,800 watts that you can do, which is a great feature. I'll demonstrate that. I'll have to do this with the fan, and it is recording. I'm going to get out of here. So I'm at 2,800 watts. Okay. I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one down. I'll turn on the vacuum first. Okay. So now you would have seen the battery jump around a little bit, how much it's taken from the battery. But we've got AC in, coming in 1,400, AC out going at 2,300. So let's add the other heater. So now we're at 3,800 watts. We have no warning light on the unit at all. So it's taking 236 from the inverter output, an AC in of 1,300. So load sharing. A tip. So I would like to say that, this has been done by companies like Victron forever. My Go Power Go inverter, it does that, but this is the first one that I've tested lately that's been able to do it, and I'm going to be able to recommend. I really honestly believe I can finally recommend an inverter. So still doing 3753. Okay. So that's awesome. Thanks for watching.